Hello, welcome to Slow Play. I'm the host, Mitchell. Co-host, Heather.
Hello.
Cool. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good.
Well, nobody gives a fuck, so I don't even know why I asked. So, the big thing that seems to be happening over the last few days is a kerfuffle surrounding Miley Cyrus. Now, you told me that you hadn't heard about this.
I was not aware of this.
I'm looking at this right now on ABC News, but it's really everywhere, so the news source kind of doesn't matter. She had posted something on Instagram Live about her new boyfriend because she's going through a breakup with Liam Hemsworth. I don't know how much you know about the private lives of celebrities, but she is now dating a new guy, and she was gushing about it on Instagram Live, and she made the comment... she goes, I always thought that I had to be gay because I just thought all guys were evil, but it's not true. You know, just like gassing off her new boyfriend. She has come under fire from people saying that she implied being gay was a choice.
I think.
Where do you weigh in on this so far?
I think that it is clear that she was just saying in a flippant way, all my ex-boyfriends are motherfuckers. And my new one is not going to be like that. And I always thought I'd have to be a lesbian to really find love. That's this is a pretty basic thought. That's,
basic thought. Not unlike Miley herself. Just kidding. I like Miley. I have no problem with her at all. And here is the thing. Everyone that knows anything about Miley Cyrus, which is everyone on earth because she's just all over everything. You can't get away from her on TV or anywhere. So everyone knows that nobody's like more pro everything than Miley, or at least she tries to be. So it's like, if what she said here was stupid, which it might be, I'm not even like here to defend what she said, really. Maybe what she said was stupid, but berating her isn't going to help. And we talked about this a little bit before on the episode where you and I were talking about Kylie Jenner posing in front of Bugatti and getting shit for it. It's the same kind of principle here, but I had more to say about it. Like, even if she said something dumb, there's like a more delicate way you can bring that to her attention than like yelling at her.
Yeah, definitely be like, hey, Miley, we know you're an advocate for us. If you want to do the best job possible, maybe don't talk about sexuality in the way that it sounds like it's a choice. Any number
of ways to put it to her. And I'm not at all saying that, like, shouting is never the answer, because sometimes it is. Like, if we're talking about Alex Jones saying that Sandy Hook is a false flag operation by the government, shout at him and tell him he's being an asshole. That's like an appropriate time to shout at someone. Someone mistakenly saying something offensive on an Instagram Live, like, this isn't like a script that she wrote out and was like, this is the way I want to word this. It's just something that came out of her mouth flippantly, as you said. And, spoiler alert, soon after, she already clarified. And by the way, you having no idea what the story was at all pretty much hit it exactly, because she tweeted since then and said, I was talking shit about sucky guys, but let me be clear, you don't choose your sexuality. So it's like, we all knew that she thought that. Why did we have to pretend that we forgot that Miley Cyrus is super pro everything? I mean, as far as like feel good vibes artists, she's one of the most vocal about that kind of shit. So it's like, what was it worth it? Was it worth was it worth spending energy on being mad at her over something that was clearly just a mistake?
She never said anything about it being a choice. She didn't say, I always thought I would have to turn gay.
Yeah.
You know, she was just like, I thought guys were evil, and I thought the only solution to that would be to be gay.
This is kind of a dicey, spicy topic because it involves the gay community, which is a dicey, spicy topic. And as a straight man myself, it's one of those categories where ultimately my opinion does not fucking matter at all. But lest anyone think that I'm like picking on the gays here. This has nobody gets more up in arms over dumb shit than straight white men. So I'm not picking on the gays here. It's something that everybody is guilty of, but just in a situation like this where you know that the person wasn't being malicious.
Right.
Again, my opinion doesn't matter on this, so I don't know why I talked about it. Do you have any other topics? Any other comments about that?
Not really.
All right. Next topic. This is from yahoo.com. It says, Sam Bobrick, Saved by the Bell creator, dies at 87. And I'm realizing I should have Googled how to pronounce this man's name before eulogizing him on the air. Spelled like Bobrick. I'm going with Bobrick. I never even heard the name before. Even after having watched all God knows how many fucking episodes of Saved by the Bell dozens of times.
It looks like Bob Rick.
It could be.
And now I'm thinking of Ricky Bobby.
Bob Rick. Sam Bob Rick. Yeah.
Same Bob Rick.
Well, Sam Bob Rick is... This is... I mean, truly, I'm not even... I don't even want to sound like I'm making fun of the dude because apparently he is... Creator is Saved by the Bell, one of the all-time great pieces of American text.
That makes him sacred to you, I'm sure.
He created one of the most amazing TV shows in my life. And I'm not even really big on saying that I enjoy things ironically. Like, if I enjoy something, I fucking enjoy it. So I don't even want to say I enjoy Saved by the Bell ironically because that takes part of it away, takes something away from it. But even as a young child, which I don't know when this was originally airing, but here we go. Aired from 1989 to 1992, which of course it was in reruns still to this day forever.
Right.
But as a kid, watching it, growing up, even then I got a level of enjoyment out of watching something really bad and stupid.
Yeah.
Which is every episode of Saved by the Bell is really bad and stupid.
I can remember when it was the show that would be on. I think it came on like 20 or so minutes after I'd get home from school every day. So I'd like make it through Saved by the Bell and then something else came on.
Sure.
Like Rescue Rangers?
I disagree with this because I don't believe Saved by the Bell was airing on the Disney Channel at that period.
Well, I'm just saying switching channels, waiting for something else to come on. Yeah.
So I always say that no kid today will ever have seen any episode of anything as many times as I've seen Saved by the Bell. Because, like you said, it used to just come on TV, and it is like I'm going to sit through this, like this is going to kill the next 30 minutes kind of thing. So it's like, how many times would I see an episode be reran and just watch it again? Whereas, what am I going to do that today? Like with Netflix? I don't. I mean, on Netflix, do you ever like rewatch something over and over again?
I mean, there's like a couple series that I'll put on if I think I'm probably going to fall asleep or something. So like Star Trek Next Generation or X-Files or something that I've seen every episode multiple times. And it gives me the feeling of like falling asleep to, antenna TV when I was a kid.
Right. Yeah. This story comes from a couple of weeks ago, October 14th, but I didn't want to just throw it out just because it's a couple of weeks old, because this is a man's from my perspective, this is a man's life's work. Now maybe if you asked him, he'd be like, no, I've done way more rewarding things than that. But in my esteem, creating Saved by the Bell is one of the all-time great contributions to American art.
It's a great legacy.
It is. So this man died at 87. That's quite a full life. I'm not sure exactly what he died here of. A stroke, it looks like. But, I mean, that's 87 years old, so that's quite a feather in your cap to have created Saved by the Bell. I can't just wash that away after a week.
I'm looking at his other accomplishments. 4 comedies that played on Broadway, Yeah, I'll say Saved by the Bell.
How could it not be? Have you ever seen that series online called Zach Morris is Trash?
No.
It's so accurate. It's one of the things that I look at that make me mad that I didn't think of it first. Because it's like, I could have done
he's
this.
Just a terrible student
He's
and a
so
terrible friend.
bad.
And, yeah.
I didn't need that video to show me that. Like, I knew this while I was watching it. It was a constant point of endless entertainment to me that it's like, why are they friends with this man he would stab any of them in the back for personal gain in a second. Not even any gray area there. Like, he was full on, like, peeping in on girls.
I was going to say, I remember peeping
kind of
episodes.
Taking pictures of girls in their bathing suits and not telling them and selling them on calendars, which was an episode of that show.
Well, the 80s was the time to do that.
For fuck's sakes, the girls were into it because they were like, we look good. This is why America's fucked. Shit like that. I'm glad that we all fucking understand now how fucked up all that is.
Yeah.
This is what, like, whenever the conservative base gets mad about how, like, the snowflaking of America and shit.
Right.
It's like, some of that is a good thing because we don't need to be having that kind of shit on fucking TV anymore. Yeah. It's so obvious now to everyone. And it was always obvious, I think, probably to girls at the time. Mm-hmm. Did you ever, like, see that kind of shit on TV and be like, what the fuck is this? Or what, did it just seem normal?
I guess all that stuff seemed normal. I mean, I was as creeped out by that kind of behavior, I guess, as the writers of the show set the tone for me to be.
Which is not much.
So, like, you know, oh, what a jerk. But not right. Like, oh, what a sex offender. Like, you jerk. Know. Yeah.
Classic Zach Morris hijinks.
Yeah.
Well, now I spent the better part of this man's memorial shit talking the thing he created, but he didn't know any better. He was fucking 87 years old when he died. He was probably pretty old when he created Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of sex offenders.
Right. This comes from Fox News, and it says Georgia sheriff's no trick-or-treat sign trigger lawsuit from sex offenders. So basically, this happened in Butts County, Georgia.
Yeah.
And the Butts County sheriff has been placing signs on the sex offenders' doors that say, stop. Warning, no trick-or-treat at this address. A community safety message from Butts County Sheriff Gary Long.
They're touching our butts.
So you brought this in. So what was your thoughts about this?
Well, I have such conflicting feelings about this. I guess that's why I sent it to you, is because I don't really know where I stand on it. And I usually have a strong opinion one way or another about everything, but I don't know what to think. Like, the privacy of sex offenders, I feel sympathy for some people who end up on that list. It depends on what state you're in, like what can get you on that list. So for some states, it's something as non-sexual as public urination. And so if somebody had been put on the sex offender list for urinating in public, no, I don't need to know where they live to know to avoid that place with my kids, unless they're, you know, peeing on people from their front porch.
For fun.
Like, that's what it was.
Does it mention in here if there was any discretion for that?
No, it just said
all sex offenders
if they're
across the board?
Yeah, if they're on the sex offender registry, then they got the sign put on their house that says no trick or treat at this address. So,
right.
I don't know. It's like, you want to believe that if somebody ends up on that list, then yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck him. Like, shout it from the mountaintops that they live here and to keep your kids away from them. But we don't know why they're on that list. So I feel very conflicted about just, you know, putting all my eggs in one basket.
The temptation is definitely to say just fuck them.
Yeah.
But let's say that even if everyone on the list does deserve to be on the list, still, like, you got legal questions here.
Yeah, I mean,
even if they did all deserve it and they are bad people and they shouldn't be trick or treated at, like, there's a right way to do this, right? I mean, pass some kind of legislation or something, have people vote on it, whatever.
Right.
But I don't really love the idea of the sheriff just going around and putting the scarlet letter on people's doors.
Right.
Even if it is, I mean,
it feels
you
like...
you have that fucked up twist in there of like, they're sex offenders, but like you said, that could be anything. And also it's just like, sex offenders have rights too, which is kind of a fucked up thing, but...
Yeah, I mean, we have to assume that they've been taken care of and justice has been served by the system. So they've done their time or whatever, and now they're out living among us. And, you know, how long do people get to continue to harass them over what they did? You know,
I mean, I'm not even against the idea as long as it goes through the channels first, and like it becomes a law or something. But I'm looking at the article here, and the attorney for one of the people suing, because some of these sex offenders are suing over this, and one of the attorneys for them says the law allows the sheriff to put a list of registered sex offenders at his office at the courthouse on the internet, but it does not allow him to go door to door telling people you have a sex offender living next door to you. From a legal standpoint, I imagine he's probably right about that.
Right. But like, he's doing that as a representative of the local government. Like, what if just a regular citizen got that list and went and did what he did? Mm-hmm. Because if the list is open to the public, I'm saying, what kind of consequences would they face? Would
that person get arrested for posting stuff on people's private property? Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, I think the answer for me is they need to make it clear to the public and also tighten up the umbrella of what gets you registered as a sex offender.
It would certainly go a long way in this particular case if there was some kind of discretion paid to like of the likelihood of this person attacking your children or something.
Yeah, I just don't want anyone on that list that I shouldn't be afraid of. Like if that exists for that reason. Mm-hmm. So if there are people on there that, you know, one lady got on the sex offender registry, this was years ago, and I think she had to have her name on there for 10 years because she flashed her tits to a cop.
And she was a sex offender for 10 years?
Yeah,
so
for that.
That person theoretically could have a sign on their door that's like, don't let your kids near this person. Well, what I'm going to say on this is that it's probably not a good thing to be doing until like some kind of legislation makes it okay. It's not good for the sheriff just to go around playing fucking Batman over here. I don't know. Feels like a bad thing. So,
yeah.
Okay. I have a pair of stories here that are kind of thematically similar. They both come from AOL. And the first one here says Kmart removes beyond inappropriate children's costume after backlash from parents. So a Australian Kmart had a child's Halloween costume for sale called Bride Costume, and you see here the image of the child bride costume. Apparently people were getting pissed. It brings to mind child.
Well, that's the thing, is it says it's a bride costume that is a child size. It does not say child bride costume.
It's a little too close. Yeah. It's a little too close. People said that it brought to mind child sex trafficking and shit, which is a horrible fucking thing. So Kmart Australia said oops and pulled it, which I think was the right move, because I always prefer that to the doubling down rather than just saying,
well, is there a groom? I mean, that would make it marginally
what an odd
better.
Question.
Is there a groom costume?
And not only that, but another story from AOL here says Bed Bath & Beyond pulls jack-o'-lanterns over blackface claims, quote, an extreme lack of sensitivity. And here we have a picture of the blackface jack-o'-lanterns.
They're black pumpkins.
They are black pumpkins with pronounced white lips and eyes with a big smile.
Like a jack-o'-lantern. If they had big red lips or something, if they actually looked like blackface, they would have an argument there.
I don't like it.
I'm
putting it in the same category as the child bride.
Yeah, the costumes for little girls.
You're right. It would
really need to be careful about what kind of ideals they're promoting.
It would be way worse if the costume was labeled child bride. All right, this hard-hitting news article comes from BuzzFeed. I shouldn't even set it up like that because I do think the article is worth talking about. But it's fucking BuzzFeed, so I had to give it some shit. It says these friends dressed up as fuckboys, and it's pretty scary. So here we have two women at the University of Connecticut, and for Halloween party, they made t-shirts printed off with real text that have been sent to them and their friends. You see these girls here posing in their shirts. And
they've got the little text boxes
They
on
do.
them.
The shirts have the text boxes on them with real things that have been texted to them and their friends. There's a list here of all the text messages. I wanted to go through these because they'll probably be not surprising at all. We're fornicating this evening. I'm trying to eat your ass. Tired as hell in bed. Come massage me. Oh, okay. I was going to see if you wanted to hang. I mean, quote, hang.
Pretty typical stuff.
I'm sure. I mean, fuck. I'm sure this kind of shit has happened to you, right? Just because it happens to every woman. I don't want to put you on blast like that.
It feels like as soon as I get a text that seems
I'll put
or a
myself
message
on blast
that looks like it's going this direction, that's it for me. Right. I stop replying.
And that usually does it, or does it slip through the cracks, or has it? It has to. Let me put myself on blast here instead of grilling you. I've definitely said stuff at least as dumb as some of this shit. So this is why this is helpful and why I dub these women American heroes, because this shit needs to be called out so that people like me will be more self-aware of the crap coming out of their mouth. And also for other women to know, this is a common thing. You're not alone if you've received a message like this, because it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
And to use real text like that is extra brave, because you know how fucking sensitive the kind of people that write those texts can be.
Yeah.
What happens if one of them finds this on BuzzFeed? They're going to fucking get pissed.
Right. I just, as you're reading them, and I'm thinking about the incredible disappointment that they must have that they've already had sex with any of these guys. Oh man, damn it.
Yeah, it probably worked at least a few times. And then the woman was like, oops, what a douche. Where do we leave off on a list here? You're seriously the only person that pisses me off. Those are the tricky ones. Because that doesn't sound like a come on, but it does, though, really. It's like a coded thing of I'm negging you, but I'm also telling you that you're special.
Yeah, you're special to me.
Such bullshit. I wonder how old these people are, because these girls are in college, so they're right in the thick of the worst of it, I hope.
I'm guessing all these guys are about 20
and shit that they got in high school as well, of course. There's got to be tons of everything from 14-year-old to 19 is doing the shit, and probably these days even younger than that.
Yeah.
He says, come on, it's just physical. It's not like I'm attracted to you or anything. Just hope you know we're fucking today. Do you if they read it if they meant it to be read the way I just did, maybe it would have went over better. Because this guy probably thought it was smooth. I said it like it was a sitcom catchphrase. Just hope you know we're fucking today. Audience applauds.
Yay! I love fuck day.
Now we're about halfway through the list. It never stops. Oh God, they're so cringy bad.
Yeah. Well, it's just you get this feeling.
Send nudes. I don't even know if I can read this whole fucking thing out loud.
When you read stuff like this, and it comes out that this is everyone's experience as a female, it just becomes so apparent that like all the things that women just are expected to put up with.
Yes,
you just have to put up with it. That's just the way it is, honey. Move on. Get over it.
I know why they do it too, because they're afraid of being murdered.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah. This
they have to. So here's this whole like fuckboy point of view of like, I wish that if a woman wasn't interested, she would just be honest with me. But it's like, you don't understand that if she approaches every situation that way, she will get murdered.
Yeah.
That's like something that men don't have to think about.
Yeah, you can't just say to somebody, no, I don't want to go out with you.
No, and like because you don't know that person, probably.
Right.
I think someone could say that to me, and I know that I would be fine with it. And probably a lot of men would be fine with it. But it's not worth the risk, because a lot of men would not be fine with it. And that's like something that men don't have to think about as much.
Yeah.
Like they can take it for granted that they can say anything to anyone. I'm definitely saying stuff currently as bad as some of this stuff. I'm sure of it. Probably to women who are listening to the show right now. And they're probably like, he doesn't even know he says dumb shit to me. No, trust me, I do. I like seeing these lists. It like helps point it out to me.
Some of these things, if they were said in the context of a long-term relationship, wouldn't be that weird. Visit your boy.
Visit your boy.
Can I have my shirt back?
Well, right. That I just have to trust that the concept or the context was not there.
It would be better with you sitting on my face. Like, that's only a bad text message to send to someone who does not want to sit on your face.
Well, we're saying fuckboy here, so I presume these aren't long-term relationships.
Right.
It's the sneaky ones that really get to me, and the negs. You're weighing me down. Well, who does that say more about then? Her or you? She's weighing you down and you're fucking sticking around, so who are you trying to blame? Anyway, they have these texts all over their shirts, and I just wanted to give them some credit because they look hilarious to me.
That is fantastic.
These two people should get into the entertainment industry if they're not, because I think they have it. They have the star.
Got some good ideas.
The star factor.
Yeah.
And they're pretty, so that always helps when you're trying to be famous.
Yes, it does.
Okay, here's something I haven't seen yet, so we'll find out what it is together. This comes from thehill.com. North Carolina police apologize for stuffed black dreadlock wearing monkey in back of patrol car. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck! This is right in there with the jack-o'-lanterns and the child bride. It's like, why even do it? Says Winston-Salem Police Chief Katrina Thompson apologized this week after a Facebook post showed officers driving with a stuffed dreadlock monkey in the back of the patrol car. I mean, it doesn't even need to be read because you can already do the math.
Yeah.
We know already why it's offensive. What is their statement on it? In the future, we will confirm our stuffed animals are not offensive, Thompson said in a statement Tuesday. I apologize to any community member that found this circumstance to be offensive. We'll confirm our stuffed animals are not offensive. What?
With whom?
With whom? With whom?
We'll have a vote.
Could you not confirm it with your own eyeballs before putting it back there? Well, I don't see a picture of it, but it's described as a Rastafari.
Oh my gosh. Was that a picture?
Oh shit.
That is a very
monkey wearing a big Rastafari hat
and looking very stoned.
Looking stoned, dreadlocks, and I didn't really look closely at the complaint, but we're calling this a racism thing, right? Yeah, this other headline says stuffed monkey after racism complaint. So I gotta say, it doesn't look how I pictured it.
No.
But still, that probably came from some country where they didn't understand that what they were doing was racist. Or they really understood that what they were doing was racist and didn't care. But
looks like
I doubt that was made in America.
Looks manufactured in China, distributed to state fairs and claw machines.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks state fair quality. So anyway, that's fun, I guess.
Like, who buys that even? It must have
probably
been
wanted it at the state fair.
It must have been a donation or something.
Or you wanted it at the state fair.
Why would a police officer have a stoned Jamaican monkey in their car?
Stupid. That's the only reason.
They literally have no common sense. How are they going to figure out what's offensive or not? Their judgment clearly has served them well.
And I don't know the race of the person with the monkey in the car, but it's just a stupid thing that a stupid person would do. So, I guess that wraps it up then. Did you have anything else to get into?
No. Excited for Halloween.
Halloween.
It's almost here.
Yeah, coming up. Getting close. That'll be fun. I have big Halloween plans, actually. Maybe we'll get into that later. So, cool. Thanks for coming by and helping again. So far, it's good. I've gotten good response on everything, really. Everything that's gone up, people seem to enjoy. People that had never even knew that I was doing any of this, they're seeing it for the first time and really enjoying it and really enjoying you as well.
That's
even
fantastic.
though they've never met you, so that's good. Thank you. You're doing a great job on that. So really, all I need to really work on is making the shit not look so janky. Eventually, better cameras, better setups, better microphones, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So far, so good, though. Tweeting a little bit. Mm-hmm. Check out all the social media, everything. It's all Slow Play Online, so slowplayonline.com. And Twitter is Slow Play Online. Facebook is Slow Play Online. Instagram is Slow Play Online. And I think that's it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.